Rachel Zegler's comments have ignited a backlash so intense that Disney's CEO, Bob Iger, has been forced into full damage control mode. From issuing public apologies to orchestrating shakeups in Disney's boardroom, it's becoming clear that Snow White is on track to be one of Disney's most monumental failures yet. But why is Bob Iger so desperate to protect Rachel Zegler? What did she say that enraged fans, and could this lead to the live-action remake being delayed or even canceled? Stay tuned, because we're diving into the controversy, the financial fallout, and the jaw-dropping behind-the-scenes drama that Disney doesn't want you to know about. As November 2024 draws to a close, with December looming large, the Walt Disney Company braces for a critical month ahead. The stakes have never been higher for CEO Bob Iger, who finds himself in full damage control mode, scrambling to salvage the reputation of Snow White 2025 film already mired in controversy. Starring Rachel Zegler, this project is expected to fail on an unprecedented scale for Disney. Much of this fallout stems from Zigler's polarizing social media remarks, which led to widespread backlash and forced apologies, none of which have managed to ease public outrage. One failed strategy after another has only compounded the issue. Critics have called Bob Iger's leadership disastrous, cementing his legacy as one of the most controversial CEOs in Disney's history. While he plans to step down by 2026, many believe his successor may not offer any significant improvement, perhaps even worsening the company's trajectory. At the heart of the storm remains Bob Iger's handling of the Snow White controversy. Behind closed doors, tensions within Disney's board of directors are escalating. Some members are urging Iger to take aggressive measures to limit the damage, while others push for transparency with the public, a step Iger is unlikely to take. What stands out, however, is how deeply the backlash surrounding Rachel Zegler's comments and the subsequent boycott of the film have affected Iger. He seems to be unraveling under the pressure, navigating a storm that shows no signs of clearing anytime soon. Now let's dive deeper. The entertainment industry, particularly the film and media sectors, is facing one of its most turbulent periods in recent memory. Amid this chaos, many within these industries have shifted blame onto the general public, accusing audiences of being at fault for their declining fortunes. The Walt Disney Company, along with its CEO Bob Iger, finds itself at the forefront of this blame game, struggling to contain the fallout from the Snow White controversy and the backlash against its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. In a desperate bid to salvage Disney's tarnished image, Bob Iger released a formal statement attempting to quell the uproar. His carefully crafted response reads, "As CEO, there is no question that it is my responsibility to remain transparent and direct with both our customers and shareholders alike. I would like to address the ongoing criticism toward one of our upcoming features, such as Snow White and its lead star Rachel Zegler. What we do not tolerate here at the Walt Disney Company are those part of our core customer base promoting a false narrative that we are part of any kind of agenda. The comments coming from the public about our lead Rachel Zegler are not only inaccurate but rather offensive and something that we do not tolerate at Disney. We are asking everyone, customers, newcomers, and potential customers alike, to let the product speak for itself in 2025 and allow a film as large as Snow White to prove itself to the world." This statement illustrates the tightrope Disney is walking. While Iger emphasizes transparency, his tone has fueled speculation that the company's leadership is out of touch with its core audience. His insistence that the public should withhold judgment until the film's release comes off as a last-ditch effort to prevent further erosion of goodwill. However, this plea has done little to quell the backlash. Many fans argue that Disney's own actions, such as Zegler's controversial public statements, the company's rigid defense of her, and the broader perception of pushing an agenda, have undermined the trust that once defined Disney's relationship with its audience. For now, Disney seems to be locked in a battle, not just with the public, but with its own identity as a family-oriented entertainment giant. Bob Iger continued to defend Disney's position, addressing concerns that the company might be worried about the backlash surrounding its live-action Snow White adaptation. He outright denied these claims, stating that such rumors were unfounded and aimed solely at diminishing the value of the film and its lead star, Rachel Zegler. According to Iger, Zegler was deliberately chosen to represent DEI, reflecting Disney's commitment to evolving its storytelling approach. He emphasized that Snow White's new adaptation diverges from its original source material, offering a fresh perspective on the character's values and purpose. This shift, Iger explained, signifies a major departure from the traditional Snow White narrative rooted in the 1937 Disney classic and the Brothers Grimm's tale. It's worth noting that the original Snow White story didn't originate with Disney, but from the Brothers Grimm, who crafted a much darker and vastly different version of the fairy tale. Now, Disney appears to be crafting a completely reimagined Snow White, a decision Iger seems to fully endorse. Interestingly, Iger indirectly referenced comments made by Rachel Zegler herself, who previously revealed a striking reinterpretation of the character's name. In this new version, Snow White is explained as a name given to the character because she survived a severe blizzard as a child. This explanation veers far from the traditional description of Snow White in both the Grimm brothers' tale and Disney's animated classic. Iger further criticized the public for using terms like woke and agenda when discussing Disney's direction, claiming these words are overused and misunderstood. By doing so, he seems to be attempting to downplay the controversy and dismiss the criticisms that have been plaguing the company since this project began. It's clear Disney is doubling down on its decision to redefine Snow White's story, even at the cost of alienating a portion of its audience. Bob Iger made it crystal clear that Disney's commitment to DEI remains steadfast under his leadership. He doubled down on the notion that these values are not just a part of Disney's mission, but are essential to the reimagining of Snow White. According to Iger, Rachel Zegler's portrayal will introduce a groundbreaking interpretation of the character, designed to reflect contemporary issues and resonate with modern audiences. Iger positioned this approach as a necessary evolution to make the story relatable and meaningful to today's viewers. However, embedding Snow White with real-world issues and political themes has sparked fierce criticism. While Iger sees this as a bold evolution, critics argue it dilutes the essence of the character, further alienating a significant portion of Disney's audience. From this perspective, reworking an iconic story to incorporate modern-day challenges could be seen as a misguided attempt to appeal to a demographic that may not align with such changes. In his statement, Iger also attributed much of the backlash against Snow White to political motivations, suggesting that criticism of the film stems from divisive societal debates. Iger voiced confidence in the film's potential success, even suggesting that it could surpass Disney's expectations following a series of revisions. However, this acknowledgement of revisions alluded to something more significant: reshoots. Disney is reportedly planning reshoots for Snow White in the coming weeks, which is a telling sign of the studio's uncertainty. Reshoots are often indicative of production challenges or an attempt to address negative feedback, and in this case it suggests that Disney is scrambling to salvage the film's reception. Interestingly, this isn't the only project undergoing such adjustments. Reports have emerged that Captain America: Brave New World is also set to undergo reshoots, pointing to broader concerns within Disney's film pipeline. Iger's remarks underscore Disney's continued effort to reshape its narratives to reflect its commitment to inclusivity. However, the question remains, will these changes help Disney connect with its audience, or will they deepen the divide between the company and its critics? The coming weeks and the impact of these revisions will likely provide some answers. Reshoots for Snow White are set to take place in mid-December, just weeks away. These adjustments could significantly impact the movie's scheduled release date, with discussions hinting at a potential delay from March to the summer of next year. Such changes are becoming a hot topic internally at Disney, as executives, including Bob Iger, struggle to navigate the controversy surrounding the film and its lead actress, Rachel Zegler. Behind closed doors, tensions between Bob Iger and Disney's board of directors are said to be at an all-time high. Many board members are frustrated with Zigler's past comments on social media, which have amplified the backlash against the movie. While Disney's reputation was already strained, these remarks have pushed the company further into turmoil, making the marketing campaign for Snow White even more challenging. Despite the mounting challenges, Iger remains unwavering in his defense of Zigler and the film, dismissing the backlash as false narratives and politically driven criticism. However, his approach has not alleviated concerns. If anything, critics argue that Disney's responses have exacerbated the situation, alienating fans and complicating efforts to repair the company's image. Drawing parallels, some speculate that Snow White could face a fate similar to The Acolyte, a Star Wars series that flopped earlier this year. Like The Acolyte, Snow White risks being a major loss for Disney, potentially disappointing shareholders and alienating its core audience. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. Do you think Bob Iger is making the right decisions by doubling down on defending Snow White and Rachel Zegler? Will these reshoots save the movie, or is it destined to become another Disney flop? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to Movie Saga for more in-depth takes on the latest controversies rocking the entertainment world. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.